Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is Carrie from wildflowerartbycarrie.com, and we got our first, I would say, freeze. Not hard freeze, but we are this morning down to about 32, 34 degrees this morning here in New Mexico. And the past couple days, I have been putting my plants down in the greenhouse, my wildflower casita, and getting them all warm and cozy in there because we're almost at the end. I don't think the freeze was hard enough this morning because my vincas are looking good here and stuff. But I will be posting some reels of me, time lapse of me putting the plants, potted plants and stuff down in the greenhouse, and we'll go take a walk down and look at them in just a few minutes. But I wanted to just give everyone a look at the garden today and how we are at the end of the season and still got some zinnias and vincas hanging in there and a couple little cosmos I saved. I had some bees still here as of yesterday. They were still feeding, so I wanted to leave them some blooms so they have something. But yeah, today's our really first cold day. So as you can see, I took a lot of the cosmos here that were down against the wall. Those are all gone. And my pampas grass is still hanging in there. When we get windy days, it loses a lot of its plumes, but it still looks pretty. And I still have a hollyhock here blooming. So not quite cold enough to kill off those yet because it's only been a couple hours with that cold air. But for my amaryllis, bougainvilleas, geraniums, they wouldn't have survived. So I did put them down in the wildflower casita, excuse me, yesterday and the day before. But I got some zinnias still here and some status in this rectangular planter. And you can see my bird bath now. So cleared out all the growth of the cosmos that I had in here and gladiolas. So now the birdies, they can get access to their water a little easier. But it is a quiet morning this morning. And the birds are all waking up, and our beautiful Sandia Mountains. We're here in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and I'm panning down towards Albuquerque right now, and I'll lift my camera up so you all can see. And the little finches, they're eating all the seeds of whatever they can find. They like to sit on my cosmos and get the seeds from the center of them, which at this time of year I don't mind because they're pretty much going to seed and they can have them at this point. But I got some mums here that are starting to go by. They were really pretty earlier this fall when they were bright white, and then they kind of turned almost like a plum color, a little white center, and now they're browning up. And then I do have these zinnias that are still hanging in there. They made it through this little cold snap we've had this morning. But my patio looks all bare, other than these few baskets that I have here. This is a stock flower and some vincas. But the patio was covered with all my potted plants, and so now it's all bare. So we'll take a walk down to the casita, the wildflower casita, and we'll go take a look in the greenhouse. You can see where everything was here. All put away, and it'll be like this until next May. So part of me, you know, like I said, I get sad not seeing the color, but I do like seeing the structures of my garden. For instance, this obelisk was so covered with morning glories all the way up to the top that you couldn't even see the little spindle thing here on top. I think that's what it's called. So I cleaned all that out. And I had other morning glories over here that were on this white lattice, and you couldn't even see the white lattice anymore. So I cleaned those out as well. And I'll post some videos of me doing that. I recorded everything so you all can see. But so it's just my roses left, and then this little pot has some zinnias in it as well. They're hanging in there. So not too bad. And then my arbor there, that's got some morning glories on it. And those I'll just leave. I let those climb up and then just keep adding to the vines. So they're enjoying that sun this morning. So we'll walk over this way and we'll make our way down to the casita. So my south garden, you see the beautiful pink muhly grass. I love seeing that in the morning sunlight. I have a couple clumps of that. I have one there, and then I have another here, and I have one more around the corner. So, and I have boxwood and a couple cosmos in here that I left for the bees, and then hi birdies, and then the Mexican sunflowers, and they're looking a little wilty this morning, that cold weather. So, and I will take those down once they stop blooming. And some more pink muhly grass. This little area here was all cosmos. Just and yesterday, or excuse me, the day before, I took them all down because they basically were all spent. I just left the ones that had blooms on them, but now I can actually walk in there and walk by. They were so full of color that you couldn't even, you had to squeeze yourself through them. And good morning. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Appreciate the little hearts coming on the screen. We'll come down here. Come down to the casita this morning. So I don't know if you all saw my shed painting video. So got the shed all painted and decided to do the white trim around the windows, and I think it's grown on me. I like it. I don't know how you all think about it. Before it didn't have the white trim. Originally the paint that was on it was what came from Lowe's, you know, the manufacturer when we bought it. And then this year I said, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put the white trim, and I think it looks cute. And then kind of matches the white trim on the casita down here. So we'll go see how all the babies are doing. It's been there a couple nights. Wildflower casita, that's what I named her. A couple nights here in the greenhouse. So let's go in and take a look. I'll leave the door open. Hi, babies. Do you all talk to your plants too? I talk to them. So it's nice and toasty in here because the sun's coming up. Let's take a look at what the temperature is. Let's see. It is, I'll see that says 63 degrees in here this morning. So it's warmer than outside. Outside it's in the 30s still. But I have all my amaryllis in here. My boxwoods that are in pots. Even though boxwoods are perennials, I keep them in the greenhouse because their roots, when the pot gets cold, their roots can die. I got my Japanese maples in here. Geraniums. And all these plants, I got to go through and clean them up. I just grabbed them and threw them in here. I know I got worm activity. There's got to be budworms because I know I was seeing like little holes and stuff, but I got to clean them up and get some of them transplanted into bigger pots because they're just outgrowing the pots they're in. So a lot of geraniums. I got that lemon tree there. There's the blue pot is some cosmos that seeded, so I figured I'd bring them in. There's my bougainvilleas. There's one of them. Some succulents. A jasmine. This is a lantana, and I hacked that one yesterday, chopped it up so it's smaller. And then another bougainvillea. And then just some more boxwoods and amaryllis, geraniums. So these are all my tender perennials and stuff. And then over here, I did bring in my coleus. That's in this basket. And a big rosemary. I've had that for a couple years now. I think I'm going to put that in the ground later this winter, probably after we get past January and it gets really cold. And I have a spot for that and get it out of that pot. But I have marigolds that I brought in. We'll overwinter these because I just love the smell of them. And I gotta chop this up a little bit, get all the dead off and save the seeds. So yeah, it's they're all in. It's here, the cold's here, so now it's greenhouse time and keep them watered. So I have this rain barrel. I filled this up yesterday, so that's full of water. And I usually water in here a couple times a week, so it doesn't dry out too bad. When I have the vents open and the fan is on, then it dries out more. So next week, we're going to be back up into the 70s during the day, 40s at night. And so I'll probably be watering a little more in here because the vents will be open and the fan will be running. So this greenhouse stays about 20 degrees warmer than what it is outside. So, for instance, it's like down to the 30s this morning. And it was like, probably high 40s in here, so almost 20 degrees higher. And then of course when the sun is out, it gets really hot in here, so I have to have the door and the vents open to let that hot air out.